Alright, Big Germ's Garage here. This is going to be a video, maybe a couple videos or a video series on this 2005 Polaris Predator 500. This thing's been sitting here probably since the summer. I can't remember exactly when I got it. But if you've watched my videos, I bought it, talked about taking the head off of it and getting on eBay. It's been sitting here in the middle of my garage for months, and I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. So I probably won't be able to get all of it on this video because it's probably going to take a little while. But I'm going to go ahead and start taking the front end parts off, the handlebars and controls, fuel pump, and get the wiring harness out of here. In the other video I mentioned how this thing was wrecked, and this front right wheel hit something. I'm guessing a tree or something, and it looks like it was flipped over. It's got all kinds of rash. I don't know if they were on the road or what, but it's got some damage there from where it got flipped over. So I'm going to go through and start taking some parts off, and maybe get the whole front end done this evening, and maybe get some videos of it. So I'll be talking some, but maybe this will help you out if you're taking yours apart, to kind of give you an idea of what to get into. As you can see, I've already got some parts off, like the front plastics, the carburetors there, the tanks, and the bucket. There's a fuel pump there. I don't know where that came from. Somehow I got in the box. I had an 03 Predator that I stole parts from, and I've actually got a box of parts here still, so maybe that other fuel pump came from that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll go for a little while, and then what I'll do is I will switch over, maybe stop and start another video, depending on how long it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this throttle here. I've already loosened up the bolts, and I decided to go and get the camera out. They were just two Phillips head screws. So I took this off. The throttle comes right on off here. This, believe it or not, is a little rough there, but not that bad. I don't know if they, like I said, I don't know if they flipped it on the road or the accident that bent the front end, if that's where they flipped it, or if it was maybe a couple different accidents. I'm not exactly sure. So one of my favorite tools these days is this impact driver. I got the little battery powered one. I got it from Harbor Freight. It wasn't too expensive, and it's actually held up pretty well. I've used it a bunch. The only issue that I've had is the battery. Extra battery that I bought went dead not too long after getting it, and it doesn't want to charge up. Alright, so this one's got a plug, and the electrical wires coming in there. So I'm going to get a pick, maybe a screwdriver. And it looks like right in there, I should be able to push that and slide it right on out. Usually these plugs, I have no idea how to get them off, and a lot of times I end up breaking tabs and stuff. I'm in a hurry a lot of the times. So the carburetor's already been disconnected, so I'm just basically pulling this cable out. So there's the other end. So this would be a part that I'm going to probably try to sell. It just got little scratches on the cover and everything, but it's I don't know if I'm going to try to pop it open. Not that bad. The handlebars, I'm afraid, with the scratches there, I don't think I'd be able to sell them because they're probably also bent. So I'm not even going to worry about those. I'm just going to get them off of here and pretty much scrap them. Over here, we've got, I just flipped it upside down, we got the, and I'll go ahead and take it off. I'm going to work this off here and bring it over. It's closer for you to see. Alright, so this is the controls with the starter button. On and off. Run and off for the bike, and then light switch. This thing's been scratched. The wiring harness on this bike from the other one that I sold, I think it was like $100, so I want to keep it intact. So this has got two little push pins, push those, and this plug. These plugs come right on out as well. This is probably actually still usable. And I'll tell you, I don't know if I ever did a follow-up video in the last one when I talked about taking the head off. A good head on these four-wheelers is probably worth, on eBay, about $475, and it'll usually sell, within a couple of days. So I bought this four-wheeler for $300, and my plan was to take that head off that night and pretty much get all my money back plus some. And I took the head off and it had bent valves. I still was able to sell it. I think I sold the head for like $200 or so with the bent valves. And I sold the piston and cylinder as well. So I ended up getting my money back from those two parts. So I haven't really touched it since then. But so I know this is still good. It still works because it was a motor issue that the bike has. So I might still be able to get a couple bucks for it, even though it's a little scratched up. Somebody might be willing to, buy it for pretty cheap. I'm still gonna throw it in my bucket. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these handlebars off. Let's see what they are. It's probably either a 10 or a 12. I'm guessing maybe a 12. No, it's might be an 11. Let's see. Yep, it's gonna be an 11 millimeter. I haven't used my tools in forever. I've used it for different jobs. Watch me have a hard time. Oh, actually, it's right there. This is an 11 millimeter. Get something for the top. Maybe I'll do that over there. I don't know what I'm doing. It'll take me a while. Man. I don't know what the hell let me get the right tools here. I'm trying to be extra slick about it. Alright. Yep, that's gonna work. Get this up a little bit. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Whatever holiday you celebrate. Christmas a couple days ago. Well, I got some time off work, so I figure I'm gonna mess around out here in the garage a little bit. Now, I'm not going to use the handlebars. I'm not going to try to sell them, so I'm just going to probably scrap them. But the main reason I'm taking them off now, because the steering column, I'd hate to sell that and that be messed up as well. So I'm probably going to scrap all of it. Steering column and the handlebars. So I'm mainly now just getting the handlebars out of the way. One question I do have is trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the motor, the bottom end. I'm guessing it's good because the valves were bent, and chances are the bottom end, the gears and stuff are alright. But I don't know exactly for sure. With the other one that I had, I think the transmission gear sold for like $100. The one-way starter clutch brought probably $75 to $100. Maybe it was a little more, I can't remember. so I'm not sure. I'm just looking down now, and I'll show you in a minute. See that? That's got some rash on it too, so that's just gonna put that in the junk pile as well. Put this trash can over here. Alright, so yeah, what I was going to say, the radiator, I don't know if you can see that. Radiator's all bent up, looking and mangled. Alright, so let me see how much time my camera doesn't say how much time I got, or how much I've been on here. Don't want to make this video too long. Alright, so I'm going to pull all these wires and everything out of here. The brake master cylinder was all broken off there, so in a minute I'm going to probably pop that brake line off. I'm just going to get out of the way for now. Believe it or not, the brake clutch lever is in pretty good shape. Not sure if I'm going to leave that on there or not. It's about that. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, cable's stiff. Might be better off maybe not worrying about this for right now, but getting all the other stuff. Cable's not budging. I'm gonna leave that for now. Alright, we got a couple wires out. Alright, we got 2 star screws that hold the ground here. So I'm going to get those off. So T20 is the one I'm going to use. Pop those 2. And then I'll get that fuel pump. Oh, whoops, wrong way. Alright, so those are the 2 grounds. All these wires out of the way. Alright. The only real thing that's left is this tie strap. This wire harness has got a couple clips here. Pulling it through the metal. You squeeze both sides, they go right back. Through the last one I did, they were all catching on my gloves. Alright, let me pop this fuel pump off. It looks like one of the screws from the wiring harness ground was one of the ones for the fuel pump. Alright, so looks like I just got one more, so I'll pop that one out for the fuel pump. It's probably going to be the same T20 that I already have in the gun. Yep. That came right on off. This fuel pump's got I'm going to assume this is good as well. A lot of times if you know it's got a motor issue, bent valves, most of the other stuff is probably going to be alright. Doesn't mean it always will be, but makes it a little bit more hopeful. Alright, so I guess maybe we'll take. Alright, this clutch lever, and I'll be wrapping this video up in just a second. Go ahead and fix this some. The clutch lever has a wire that comes off of it here. It looks like it's just a regular plug here that we'll pop it off. Maybe. Yeah, so it was just a screwdriver to this little hole there, and it pops it right on out. Alright, so let's see here. The other end of the clutch lever is back here. So that's going to be where I pull it from. Let's see. Got all these wires in the way. Plugs and stuff. Alright, so I don't know if you're going to see that. So right there, we got nothing to take off on this end. And I'm trying to 12. Yep, 12 is going to work. So I'm going to come around to the other side so I can get a better look at it. Alright. So this is probably not good for you to see, or easy to see. It's over there. I do apologize if it's hard to see. I'm just taking this nut off, just holding this thing in place, and then I'll come back over. Should be able to start turning it after a couple turns, hopefully. Alright, I'm going to have to take it off the bottom end. Let me get you over here. Alright. There's the choke cable right there. It's got a nut on both ends. So I'm going to take off the bottom one. I'm going to loosen that up and slide it down. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it up in a second out of the way. All these. Alright, so that's loose. Now, get a pair of pliers. This cable is really tight. We'll see what it looks like when I get some pliers on it. Alright. That thing does not want to budge. The cable, that arm there is stuck. Who knows what that is? Oh man, alright. Alright, so I'm not going to worry. I hate to do that to y'all. I'm not really worried about the cable too much. That arm wants to move some. Maybe if I can get a bar or something underneath the horn. Whatever it is, it's tight. Let's see. It budged a little bit. There we go. I don't know if that's good enough to get the cable. I'm just mangling the cable all up. The arm's actually moving alright now. Thing's all twisted in there. Alright, I can get it to move. I can get it to release tension. Let me try a screwdriver. Trying to twist it around. Alright, let's see. Alright, another thing I can do is let up on the I can loosen up the nut on the top of it. Some more. Cause the nut to lower down. So I'm probably gonna make a couple videos kind of like this if you have any interest. It's funny. Haven't been making videos, but I have been watching comments and stuff because I got a ton of videos, and most of them are just taking stuff apart or messing with stuff. And I'm not a mechanic or anything, obviously. And I'm sure somebody probably says, "Oh, you're not a mechanic," but nothing wrong with trying to mess with some stuff. But it's funny, I got a couple videos. One of the popular ones now, people like to leave comments on or whatever. It's a Honda Rancher 350 that I had, and it had, you might remember, it had issues with the shifting. And guess I talked too much. And people kept saying how I wasted their time and all that kind of stuff. Man, that thing does not want to slide around. I mean, it's close. I might be at a little bit more. I think I just about got it. One side of the thing's bent up. Alright, finally popped it out. It's a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. Alright, so the cable's out, and let's see. here. What we got? Pull this cable through. So in that Rancher video, I was saying I talked too much. I mean, I didn't say anything, but I mean, I went through all the. My main thing was I went through all the parts of the electric shift, and I was just talking about it and what I had done. I'm sure somebody could use it, but a lot of people don't like it. All the talking. Alright, so pretty much this front section here is clear. I guess what I could do maybe to finish off this video, I could pop out those 2 bolts there for the steering column. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll stop the video and start working somewhere else. So let's see what they are. I already got the 11 on here. Oops, it's going to be a 12. Yes, let's see, just try 12. Nope. 13, I guess. Yep, 13. Yeah, back side doesn't spin, so just the ratchet on one side is good enough. So we got that one, and so that's the kind of bolt it was, just a round end. Also, you know, I don't buy, or I don't work on other people's four-wheelers. I work on my own, that's about it. Oh, you can see the frame here. It's got a bend to it. Might be kind of hard in the video to see. Let me get this off and I'll show it to you. I don't think that's... Well, it comes in a little bit here. Maybe that might be... I don't know. It might have meant to be like that, but it looks kind of... Yeah. I don't like to work on other people's stuff. And a lot of times in my videos when I'm taking stuff apart, that's pretty much it. I'm taking stuff apart. I'm not putting it back together. I'm not showing you how to fix stuff. Some things, yeah, I've done that, but not usually. And the funny thing is, in some of my videos, I'm taking a motor apart or something, and I'm using an air wrench, or I'm beating on something. And mainly when I make videos like this, is just to show you where stuff is and how to take it apart. So now, if you ever need to do it, you want to know, you know, these nuts there were 13 millimeter. So when I make these videos, it's not really, I'm not putting the stuff back together. This four-wheeler is not going to be put back together. The parts are going to be sold on eBay or off Craigslist, hopefully. So if I end up losing a clutch cable while I'm taking it apart and have to cut it off, which I didn't end up not having to cut it off, it's not a big deal. Probably won't be able to sell the clutch anyway because they're pretty cheap. But I don't know if you can see it in the video. It might be made like that. It's a little bit of a bend in that way, but this one's got one as well. That's what I mentioned a second ago. Alright, so this whole front area is clear, and I'm going to move on to probably this side. I'm going to get that wheel off and pop off all the other stuff. But alright, thanks for watching, and check out the other videos.